Have you ever felt like you were the only one standing against the tide? Like everyone around you was falling in line with something you knew was ain't right, and you couldn't help but stand firm in your beliefs. Welcome to this channel where faith meets history. Today we're diving into the epic tale of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in Daniel chapter 3. Three men whose names became synonymous with unwavering faith and courage. Now these guys weren't just any ordinary people. They were officials serving under the mighty king Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, a ruler so powerful he was known for his awe-inspiring decrees and colossal projects like the Hanging Gardens and the Ishtar Gate. But this story isn't about those magnificent feats. It's about something far more profound, something that happened in the heart of Babylon during the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. One day, after conquering Judah, King Nebuchadnezzar decided to erect a gigantic golden statue, so large that it gleamed like a beacon in the sunlight. This statue was 90 feet tall, 3 stories high, and its grandeur was truly a sight to behold. The king then gathered all the nobles, officials, and governors of his vast empire and summoned them to the plain of Dura. He personally announced that from that day forward, anyone who heard the music played by horns, pipes, lyres, and other instruments accompanying the statue had to bow down and worship it. Anyone who failed to obey, according to his decree, would be thrown into a blazing furnace. And wouldn't you know it, all the dignitaries and high-ranking officials from all corners of the empire fell to their knees before the golden idol except for 3 young Hebrew men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Why, you ask? Well, because they were loyal to their God, Yahweh, and weren't about to compromise their faith for anything. When the king saw that these 3 men hadn't bowed down with the rest, he sent his eunuchs to drag them before him. Now, I can't even begin to describe how big the king's face was when he got angry. His face was scrunched up like crumpled paper. Nebuchadnezzar, fuming with anger, summoned the 3 men and gave them one final chance to submit to his demand. He told them that if they didn't bow to the golden statue when they heard the music, they'd be thrown into the same blazing furnace. But instead of backing down, these brave souls stood firm. They calmly and resolutely responded, saying they didn't need to respond to the king's ultimatum. Then the king lost his cool. He ordered them to be bound and thrown into the furnace, which was so hot it killed the guards who threw them in. In the face of certain death, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego maintained their composure. They turned to each other and said, "Our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us from your hand, O king." They made it clear that whether they lived or died, they wouldn't compromise their faith. Then came the moment of truth. As the furnace door was shut, the king watched with anticipation. The music started up again, and just as the notes filled the air, the 3 men inside the furnace raised their voices in unison. They praised their God and reminded each other that their God was in control. And guess what happened next? A miracle, yes, a miracle. The doors of the furnace flew open and out stepped not 2, not 3, but 4 individuals. To the king's astonishment, they were all unharmed. Not a single hair on their heads was singed, and there wasn't a whiff of smoke on their bodies. And the 4th person, well, he looked like a divine being. King Nebuchadnezzar couldn't believe his eyes. He was stunned. What he witnessed that day changed him forever. He proclaimed, "Is this not Daniel's God? Surely he is a God of gods and Lord of kings, and he saves." Now, let's talk about the aftermath. Because of the courage of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Nebuchadnezzar became convinced that Yahweh was the true God. He promoted them and granted them influential positions within his administration. These 3 humble servants became shining examples of faithfulness and bravery. You see, in a world where many compromise their values for power or comfort, their story shines as a beacon of hope and strength. Their steadfastness in the face of adversity is a testament to the power of their faith. Think about it. These men weren't just thrown into a hot oven. They were thrown into the hottest spot in the entire empire, a furnace heated to unimaginable temperatures. Yet they emerged unscathed, proving that when you put your trust in a higher power, miracles can happen. Now, this might seem like an old-timey tale from a bygone era, but trust me, it's got lessons that ring loud and clear even today. We live in times when standing up for your beliefs can feel like going against the flow, when staying true to yourself can make you feel isolated, and when facing your fears can seem like running a marathon alone. But the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego reminds us that courage isn't the absence of fear, but action in spite of it. It's standing firm when everyone else is bending, speaking up when others are staying silent. It's choosing integrity over convenience and faith over doubt. So here's my question for you. In a world that often tempts you to compromise your values, to turn away from what you know is right, what will you do? Will you stand firm like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, or will you fall in line with the crowd? As I wrap up this journey through time and faith, remember this: you're not alone on this journey. There's a community of believers out there who are going through similar struggles, facing similar challenges, and seeking similar strength. If you found comfort or inspiration in this story, don't hesitate to share it with someone who might need to hear it. Pass on the message of unwavering faith and steadfast courage. And if you haven't already, consider joining our growing community. Click that subscribe button and never miss out on new videos that bring the timeless truths of the Bible to life in exciting ways. Together, let's continue to explore, learn, and grow in our faith. Thank you for watching. Until next time, may the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be a guiding light on your path. Stay strong, stay faithful, and above all, stay true to yourself.